instant color by Kodak. The only way to get it is with a Kodak instant camera, like the handle, the simple low-priced camera that gives you bright, brilliant color by Kodak instantly.
Kodak takes the rainbow right out. Kodak takes.
Kodak gifts say open me first to capture Christmas in pictures instantly.
Oh, man. What a shit show. It is what it is. What's up, everybody? Welcome into a Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas indeed. I've never felt better.
30 more minutes left of Christmas here at the Mile High City. A loser's lounge, nonetheless. Festivus couldn't prevent it from being a loser's lounge. I'm Adam Matas. I'm joined by some esteemed colleagues seated over there with the beautiful, what would you call that? Necklace, I guess?
I would call it a necklace.
Yes, necklace.
Superstar Dev. Dev, how you feeling on this Christmas, man?
It was a great day. It's a bummer that it had to end the way that it did, but it was a good day for me.
I'm glad to hear that. It warms my soul. Eric, good day for you as well?
I had a pretty average day. It was good in the sense that I didn't have to drive up and down the Front Range to go to various Christmas celebrations. So
that was nice. That was really nice.
I napped. I got prepared for a Nuggets game, and I got disappointed in a way that I'm hoping the Nuggets game doesn't come up during this this lounge, because it's a little bit of a bummer.
Brendan Vogt not with us today. Apparently his dog is shitting everywhere. That's what he said. So really,
actually, he just said this is dog shit and then left.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, you're right. But we do have a great replacement here. It's RK from DNVR Broncos.
Losingsburg.
Losingsburg
doesn't have the same ring, does it?
Does
He's in the building.
It doesn't. So, all right. Well, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. The Nuggets start 0-2. And this is a little bit unfamiliar territory because for the last several years, even before the playoff years, Nuggets have had good starts.
Yeah.
They seem to be, we talk about continuity, right? They always have continuity. They get out the gate fast, and it serves them well. You get a lot of roster turnover. I'm not trying to, maybe there's correlation here, maybe there's not, although we're going to talk about why maybe there is correlation to this. You get a couple new bodies in there. You get a couple main pieces. Michael Porter in particular is new. You got to work some things out. 0-2. Dropped that Kings game. That was the real bummer. Tonight's game, maybe a little bit more expected or understandable. But I'm going to start with you, Dev. Like I always do. What is your biggest takeaway from watching this game?
It had to be maybe the first half. There's so many things to talk about from this game. I think the biggest thing had to be the 3-point defense in the first half. Not only were they not making threes, they weren't defending them at all. So 3-pointers actually had to be the takeaway for me. They just couldn't get anything to fall while giving up everything.
Yep.
The Clippers went on a huge run in the first half, and it was all from the 3-point line on top of not making anything. It's tough.
Yeah. What about you, Eric? The 3-pointers, by the way, absolutely ridiculous. Denver, 11 of 36. That's 30%. You go over to the Clippers. They go 19 of 38. That is 50%. In addition to
literally the difference in the
game. But quite literally a difference, but it's better volume, it's better percentages, it's better everything. And I thought Denver got good looks tonight, but the Clippers got great looks.
Yeah, I think for me it was just such a joyless expression of basketball in the first half.
Man, it really was.
It took so long for the Nuggets as a unit to sort of wake up. I mean, Nikola Jokic and Michael Porter Jr. came out firing, and nobody else was even present. Like Jamal Murray showed up at the end. But he was just so deeply absent for the first part of the game. And, when the Nuggets started to get intense and start to play the way that we know they can, the game was out of hand. It was just sort of what are we doing? So just the Nuggets not being engaged was my biggest takeaway.
It did feel disengaged. It reminds me a little bit of Game 3, of course, maybe the most depressing moment of this era of Nuggets basketball, Game 3 against Utah last year. That same level of what is going on where you're watching this team and you're like, I know they're not this bad, but what's going on? What's missing? Losersburg? What's your big takeaway from watching this?
Losersburg.
I know.
Losingsburg.
It's Losingsburg. Losersburg is much more caustic.
That's like a personal attack. I didn't lose.
Losers.
To me, it's this team will go as Jamal Murray will go.
Man, kind of feels that way.
And, when they were coming back against the Clippers or they were coming back against the Jazz, there's a common thread there. And it was Jamal Murray, going crazy. And you don't need him to go crazy every night.
No.
But you need his baseline to be a lot higher than obviously where it was in the Kings game and where it was for the first, 40 minutes of this game or so.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the big takeaway is, we were joking. You can't have a 2-man game with 1 man.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
And
he's going like literally crazy, like bipolar.
right. You had, you talked about a potential big 3 of Nikola, Jamal, and MPJ. And so far it's been a big one.
Yeah. And Jokic tonight, like he puts up the stat line, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 of 13. Like it continues just his shots he missed. Basically he was 1 of 4 from 3. So from 2, he only missed 1 other. He's incredible stat line again. Minus 20, team worst minus 20. And like, I know you look at that and it's like, well, but part of it does feel like you mentioned the team goes as Jamal goes. And I feel like part of this is that Jokic has sort of achieved a certain baseline, right? Like he just, tonight I felt was, compared to the last game, not as good, not as impressive. But Jokic is just on such a level right now that his passes are all crisp,
So true.
his shots are all crisp. Everything's so crisp with him that it almost doesn't pop when it feels like he's the only one. And it felt like that all the way up until Jamal Murray arrived without Jokic on the bench, and he just goes nuclear. And it takes me to what I think is the number one story. None of you guys said it. I think you all missed the point.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Maybe I'm missing the point, I'll be honest. But the biggest thing is Michael Porter. So what happened in that Utah series? Michael Porter gets the start. They go the first 3 games. None of them look good. Jamal Murray saves them in game 1, right? And goes nuclear, scores like 28 points in a row to close the game. Games 2 and 3, they get blown out, and the team looks disengaged. People don't. You just are like, what happened to the Nuggets? What is this team? Michael Porter goes to the bench. All of a sudden, everything just starts clicking again. And I'm not saying like this isn't on Mike. It's weird to say this is on Michael Porter or whatever. This is on the whole team. Whatever it is, some of it is what Michael Porter does, maybe not fitting into this or that, but some of it is just the team not figuring out that as well. But I see a lot of fans upset. Why wasn't he in the second half? Well, part of it was because they were clicking. It was finally starting to click for him when they went back to the old team. And I don't think, by the way, this is a win. This is not me advocating for, that's why Michael Porter needs to be kicked to the curb. Like Denver has to solve the Michael Porter equation, and they just haven't yet.
Yeah, you also just went back to the Utah series, and there was a big thing about the Utah series when he actually started to play and stuff like that. The reason that he got his chance was because Jamal Murray wasn't playing. So when you take out a big portion of the offense and you have to fill it, and why not fill it with someone who's your best capable scorer? So that was a big reason that Michael Porter Jr. was playing. And even when he was playing in the Utah series, he still was trying to find his flow. He still didn't know really where to be on the floor and things of that nature. And then it carries into this year. So like today, he comes and he plays, and their best actually trying to get back in the game is when he's on the bench. So it's like they're still trying to figure out how to play with alongside each other, and it makes it really tough. And I'm not going to say that that's the reason that Jamal Murray's like not doing well, but maybe that plays into it.
Yeah. And to be clear, I'm not saying this is on Michael Porter. What I'm saying is that this season is about the team figuring out how to bring Michael Porter into the family, right? Like into the equation to where that chemistry is the same. And it just seems like it's not right now. And as soon as he gets, look, he was benched in that second half, basically. He gets the starting stint, then doesn't come back in, and then the team goes on a run. So that I'm not putting this on Michael Porter, even though he does have his ups and downs. But so does Gary, so does Jamal, so does Will, so does Yo. They all have their ups and downs. But it just seems like for whatever reason they can't work him into it. That's just
basketball is so funny. Where like a week ago we were like, wow, this is the deepest team I've ever seen in my entire life, and now it's like, yo, now it's like, yo, we have 2 players, and if one of them isn't playing, like, we're screwed. Like we had no one. There is no one else that we can count on.
Well, to be fair though, all role players fit that mold. Like
for sure,
every team has their guys,
basketball.
and
It's
you
the way
count
it
those
works.
guys, and then everybody else you hope is here or there.
What's frustrating with the Michael Porter Jr. equation is if I had to ask you, who do you want shooting a wide open 3 on the Nuggets right now? Is your answer, right?
Yeah. Very streaky, everybody.
And in an era that is the greatest 3-point shooting era in NBA history, the Nuggets have continued to miss them.
Yeah, but it's weird though because they got guys that can make shots. That's the thing that I don't understand about it. Is it just seems like everybody gets
Well, it's
worse.
like, oh,
They also happen
theoretical.
to have the guy who gets them amazing
Just, like,
shots whenever
generates,
he
yeah,
wants.
wide open threes everywhere.
The Nuggets on paper cannot be beat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like on the court. It's
I mean,
like
if we
they
do
can
get
beat.
to kind of pivot now into the silver lining, like I mean, Jamal through the first 6 quarters had 2 field goals, a dunk, and then I don't even remember what his other field goal was. I think it was a 3 he got in this game. I can't
Early
even
in the
remember.
first quarter, 3.
First quarter 3, and then so 6 quarters, and he just completely doesn't look like he has it. We're talking about legs, your favorite term for Jamal Murray.
So,
Legs not looking great.
dude, his legs look
Leg
rough.
corner.
But then, and this is, and I think this is a positive silver lining, and then it just felt like he arrived, almost like he just woke up and just started going nuclear, and he looked like the best player on the court for about 10-minute stretch there.
His legs went ham.
His legs went ham. But here's the thing, like, I don't know what it was, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's as the point guard, he is the most burdened to bring in the new family member because he's the one running the show. I don't know, but he gets it going. I feel like this was important and meaningful, and now I expect in Monday, and they have 2 days off now, then they play Houston. I expect when they get Houston on Monday, Jamal Murray's going to start to look like his old self again. But at least, if nothing else, at least it was good to see, I thought.
It was great to see him kind of bounce back. But the thing is, someone has to be convincing Jamal Murray because what we see is he steps up when they really desperately need him. Like, that's when he was his best is in the bubble. If we take away the bubble,
Yeah.
he's, it's just like.
He's up and down. And he's great in the fourth quarters.
And
he's
he's
really
been that.
good in the clutch.
But right now, he's not convinced that they need these wins. And someone has to remind him, like, hey, you guys have missed the playoffs by one time. You guys have had sluggish starts again, losing to the Kings and things like that. That can bite you later on. And it seemed like he finally got it. The worst part is it was in garbage time or just a time that it really didn't matter as much. They couldn't come back.
Okay.
There was this happened with Jokic at the beginning of last
I was
season.
gonna say,
I'm curious.
Early
Is there
season Jokic
is
not
there
early
a
season Murray.
playoff arrival curse? Where remember Jokic in the playoffs before last season?
Oh, yeah, he
realized,
yeah.
oh, I have another notch. I can get it whenever I want. And
Maybe
I think
there is a hangover.
right. And Jamal obviously found in last playoffs, I have a notch
And-
that I can reach whenever I want.
And maybe I think there is something actually to this
there
because
is absolutely.
Arturas Karnisovas used to be the GM here, then went to the Bulls, doesn't play basketball anymore. And I asked him one time why, and he's like, because it's not the same. Like the level of play is always terrible. Now, if you're playing pickup, it's just not like, it's like the shadow of basketball that I used to know, and I don't get that hit. And I do wonder if there's a little bit of this of like, we were just in the finals where every possession took enormous emotional and mental and physical strength and focus and all this stuff. And now we're playing in the regular season. It's like hard to get that hit. I wonder if Jamal Murray's a bit of an adrenaline junkie. He has to be living on the edge in order for him to get that hit and go to the next level.
It's absolutely the case. I mean, it really is. Well, not only that, like just the idea that it's difficult to muster that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that's like when you work all night, you turn in the big paper, and then it's like the next day you're just like worthless, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just like takes a while for you to just like build up your reservoir of energy. I mean, it takes everything you have to like bring it to an end. And you want to talk about like who had the motivation in this game. I mean, the Nuggets have been riding high off of embarrassing the Clippers by coming back 3-1. The Clippers have been just buried under this national narrative that they are a joke. They choked. I mean, they came out with like real intention, and the Nuggets sort of just like, they showed up. They're on their home court. They've got the new uniforms. Like everything's going to go well. And they just didn't. None of them showed up. Nobody could make a basket. It was just like it just was like a nothing basketball game. They just had no heart in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't the red, you mentioned the red jerseys. They kind of formed an interesting side story that almost fit this because we're watching the altitude broadcast. We're supporting the local broadcast here. We're watching it, and the screen saturation keeps like trying to figure out the red. It felt like whoever's working is like, this red is so throwing us off. We can't get it. It just kept flashing. It was kind of a
God. What a bummer. You know what? I need to drink my.
You need a drink? You need a drink? All right, good. Go ahead and open. Are you sure you want to open that one? We're going to open up as a little surprise here in just a moment.
I love that you think that me opening that will have any effect. This is mine,
Jamal Murray, do you think he's back now?
I can't commit to that.
Okay.
I want to see him do that in the first quarter. Actually, I want to see him do it in the second quarter. Like the least meaningful stretch of, it's not the beginning of the game. It's not the end of the game. Show me a 10-point Murray flurry in the second quarter, and I'll say Jamal Murray's back. But, just being able to turn it on when desperation mode is engaged isn't 100% convincing to me. And I want to be 100% in on Jamal Murray more than anyone. But it's there. I think we're onto something with he's not getting that juice that he needs out of early season games.
But maybe he gets it now that you're 0-2. I mean, look, this is this is the famous
It's Christmas night.
It's Christmas night. We were on TV. He wants to be an all-star.
Yeah,
Like, you got to really
on,
step
man.
up and make an impression. But I think even more than that, like there is the perspective. So much of life is about perspective, and there is the perspective of like, oh, we're big time now. We made it, right?
Yeah, totally.
And this is true in business, or it's just true of like any place that has like competition in the markets. It's like you get to the top and you think, okay, we're the big dogs, right? People aren't going to stop coming for you. Like they're going to keep coming.
Yeah.
And the West got more loaded. There's good teams in the West, and it's only 0-2. This is by no means like a
It's over,
sound
dude.
the
It's
alarm or
over.
anything like that. But I do wonder if there's the perspective of we're a top team in the West, and now you're 0-2, and it's like, man, 0-2, like now we got to win 6 games in a row just to be back in the top 4. Like
I'm telling you, like LeBron James has built his entire career off of this, where they just coast through the regular season. They just need to get to the playoffs, and then he turns it on. Like the
but
Nuggets
they're 2-0.
Well, you're right. But
And they're like
they have
big
Anthony
wins.
Davis. Yeah, but they have Anthony Davis. And no,
And
they're
there's-
not doing. Oh, they
They're 1-1.
lost their first game.
Oh, that's right. They lost.
the
the
But
Clippers.
Clippers. They're 1-1.
back to what
Yeah,
you were
to the
saying though,
Clippers.
even with LeBron James, there's always like they'll probably pick up an off-season acquisition, or
Right.
there's always some type of narrative that builds LeBron for him to be like, okay, I have to overcome this, or this is what I'm riding on. So I do agree with him. I think that there's something, maybe he wants to like build adversity for himself, and he's like, okay, they doubted me, and he mentally prepares himself, and now he bounces back and things like that. I personally do not think that Jamal Murray's back. I don't.
No.
And I would have to see him really just take over a game from start to finish. Really, the first quarter, just go berserk or just have a big first quarter. But I do think that he does build some type of adversity. They go down 0-2, and it's like, okay, now let's see what we do now.
I think it's the new piece, man. And again, I'm not putting this on Michael Porter. I'm putting this on. This is the puzzle that the equation they're trying to solve is. Let's be honest, man. When they brought in Will Barton to the starting lineup, wasn't that different because he was already there. They'd already played minutes with him. It just wasn't starting minutes. Then he was starting, and you worked that out, and you got it going. This is the first time you're bringing in a major piece, and Michael Porter's a major piece. Like whatever it is that he becomes for the Denver Nuggets, he is such a different player than anything else that they've had, and I think with him as a point guard, I just wonder if there's a lot of Jokic had to learn this, and I think he's learning it this year. I actually think this is the first year he's learning it through 2 games and a couple preseason, but it's not just about setting the table for everybody. It's also about setting the table while being fully engaged and aggressive. And like now I think he's striking that balance. You see him going at guys and trying to attack. And I wonder if Murray has a little bit of that. Like it was so clear he was in attack mode when he was going off. And it was so clear that he wasn't in the other parts, that he was letting the game come to him. And that's part of being a point guard, of knowing, like, I can't just always be a shooting. Yeah. But I do think he has to always be attacking.
Yeah. My point about LeBron, like, I don't think that the Nuggets think they have LeBron. I just think that there is a different emotional intensity that you approach the regular season with, knowing that you do have a switch to turn it on. And it's sort of like, we know what that took. We know what that felt like. I can't do that right now. Like, I think that we can get by playing a certain way. Like,
but you
going
can't.
through the motions. Exactly. Like that, and that's what they're learning. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
But and they're also probably in the back of their minds are like you're saying, like, we know who we are. We know what we can do. Like, we just have to get to the playoffs. I think it's the wrong approach, but I just can imagine that is where the mindset is. Like, Jamal Murray comes in. I mean, he's just like not engaged for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's finally like, oh, all right, I gotta do something. It's my shoe night. I'm debuting a new hiking boot shoe. Like,
oh yeah. So do we have those, Kale? Are you able to pull those up? The New Balances. I think Slam Magazine put them out. We can bring those. Yeah, we can't like roast the shoe. I mean,
we're not gonna like. No, we're not. Well,
we absolutely can.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by those shoes. Yeah,
New Balance, if you don't want us to roast the shoe, you have just a few seconds.
Oh man, they're gonna reach out. We're gonna all be in New Balances.
Well, first and foremost, like, I'm gonna buy these shoes. Like, I really don't have a choice.
I know, like, the shoes though. Are these Are these the Jamal Murray's? I don't think so.
He said that they'll be coming out like later 2021.
So we don't know what these are then.
Who tweeted out? Nuggets account? I think
those are the it was Slam.
Yeah,
It was Slam.
okay, so
Slam Magazine.
Slam, yeah.
Slam, yeah. So there's that. Gary Harris, we have any notes? We kind of go through the roster here, but
Gary was a sloppy mess tonight.
1 of 5, 2 points, 2 turnovers, 2 assists,
He
1
was like
rebound.
a
obviously,
straight non-factor.
Do you guys remember how good of a shooter he used to be?
I do.
I miss
Automatic.
it so much.
I know.
I don't
Who doesn't
remember it
miss
anymore.
that? He used to be such a good shooter, and it's just gone. It's absolutely
It's
gone.
Nothing.
I don't know if it's mental. I really don't know what it is. It's just not there anymore. He can't shoot the ball, and it makes it very tough to do anything. Like, I'm actually shocked that his defensive intensity is even close to what it should be, because it's like, how is your confidence still up if you can't make a shot at all as a shooting guard?
Yeah.
You got in this league as a 3 and D guy, and you're not making threes, so you're just a D guy.
You D guy.
Kind of get shot. I mean, shot on, scored on every now and then. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
So that makes it tough.
It might have actually been Nick DePaula, now that I think of it. Yeah, that's Slam Online. Isn't that the magazine? Did you? Yeah, that's. They didn't tweet out a picture of the shoe. Try Nick DePaula. I think Nick DePaula has one.
Yeah, he does all the shoe stuff.
Yeah, he does all the shoe stuff.
Yeah. Who?
Gary's shot selection too is
See, that's the.
Nick DePaula.
Try it out. Let's see if he would. Yep, there it is, right there. Top guy. I have it.
So people are saying, "Oh,
there it is."
Up close, look at the Jamal Murray shoe. Throw these bad boys on. New Balance. I gotta be honest, man. I'm hyped that he is getting. We knew this when. What are you thinking, Dev? You're pointing at.
No,
those.
they're not as bad as I originally thought. Now that
kinda
it's
have some
closer.
Kyrie
Yeah, it looks like the
features on the
Kyries
side,
is what I was gonna say.
In the comment section, let us know if you're feeling this, and also just the move to New Balance. So we were joking in the
grievances
playoffs.
are not bad.
We were joking in the playoffs when Trae Young, or at the preseason when Trae Young got that shoe deal. Donovan Mitchell has that shoe deal. He's on Adidas. Damian Lillard. It was just like, all right, there's no more room for Jamal. They clearly passed him up. And so I'm not actually surprised that he went to New Balance. I kind of like it. I kind of like
Yeah,
like,
he
you know
got-
what? You didn't pick me. I'm
he
going
got
to New
passed
Balance.
up for promotion, so he got a new job.
He got a new job, exactly. And a TBD if it's a better job or not. We're gonna find out.
Yo, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, who are New Balance is just Kawhi Leonard and Jamal Murray. Are those the only two
I
athletes
think
on
they
New
got a
Balance?
couple. I don't even remember. I probably should know this, but I don't actually know how.
They're
the
like
other ones
breaking
on
into
there.
into the basketball shoe.
If
game.
they changed the colorway, it wouldn't be horrible. Like if you had a white and baby blue or white and yellow or
That's
something.
true.
I mean, I don't like him at all, but I'm gonna buy him.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get shoes too often,
No,
you know? Like
no,
here in
no,
Denver, it's
dude.
like Christmas Day games. We don't get Christmas.
Yeah,
We probably didn't get a Christmas
There's
Day
not
game
gonna
for
be
a long
Jokic is
time.
coming out. There's not gonna be Gary Harris.
Remember when the Mellows came out?
That's
like
what I'm
the
saying. Like I'm gonna
OG
buy them. It doesn't
Mellows?
really matter. Like,
Amazing though. Those are actually nice shoes.
They were dope.
All right, guys, I hate to do this, but we don't have vote. We don't have Harrison. I'm going to have to do the ad reads on this.
this is great, dude. I'm gonna
Dad, you have
interrupt
to
the
sharpen
shit
up
out
on
of
your ad reads, bro. I'm going to start. You're going to.
I might be able to do it off the top of my head.
All right, we got,
Yeah,
we got
do
one of
that.
my favorite ones. I'm not going to
Oh,
lie.
yeah,
Hassel
please.
Cattle Company. Can you spit?
Dude,
Here we
Hassel
go.
Cattle Company actually,
Oh,
they sent
Wagyu.
us a box.
They did give us a box.
Like an influencer box, which always
Yeah.
just makes you feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah,
We're
you
not
guys
here-
did get a box.
we're not here
They
to
didn't give it to everybody.
The black
How many
shirts.
followers do you guys have?
People wearing black shirts got a box.
This was the best box,
They-
too. We get a lot of this one. Was
We don't want to hear what your goddamn
They
box.
came
Just
through-
talk about the company.
Adam
They
man.
came
Close.
through with 2 New York strips, 2 packs
son
of
of a
jalapeno cheddar sausage,
That sounds
2
amazing.
packs of Wagyu beef bacon,
Yo.
and I
Wait,
like.
hold on. What?
Yeah, sorry.
Beef bacon?
Why-
I know.
why beef bacon
It
is-
slaps.
It's bacon.
Dude,
made
it's
from
so
beef?
thick, too.
Yep.
It was like really thick. It's
It's
so
so
Not
filling.
pork.
I had like 2 pieces, and I was so
Okay.
full.
So what I did is I took
I'm
my
mad.
Hassel Cattle Wagyu beef bacon, wrapped it around the jalapeno cheddar smoked.
Yo, that's an
Wagyu
embarrassment of
sausage.
riches.
That is an embarrassment. That's a little
You
too
just
much.
straight
No, I
stunning
seen
on
that
us.
picture and I was jealous.
Yeah,
I was
see?
very jealous.
And it went hard. So Hassel Cattle Company, they call it blue collar Wagyu because it's affordable.
You can go on to hasslecattlecompany.com. HASSELL, 2 S's, 2 L's, hasslecattlecompany.com. Comes right to your door. DNVR 10 for 10% off.
There you go.
I was trying to speed us up here so we can get back.
I was just trying to like show love to
Green
the-
Mountain. I was showing love to Green Mountain Dental.
You ever brushed with the Sonicare toothbrush?
If
Well,
not, you've never brushed.
Yeah, I mean, you're not brushing at all. So if you go and schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam with Green Mountain Dental Group, they're going to hook you up with a Sonicare toothbrush. So not only will you get your teeth taken care of by them, then when you get home, you can take care of your teeth and keep them pearly and white all the time. Family owned,
Hell yeah.
Colorado
Local.
sports fans, local, supported DNVR for a long time, just outside of Denver and Lakewood. That's the place to go if you need dental work done.
All right, can we take a break from being sad sacks? Just we're gonna get back to being sad sacks, but can we take a little break?
I'm literally drinking to escape the sad sack.
If we're taking
we're taking a little break here because as you guys know, some people send us gifts.
Yo,
Some people send our followers, the best followers.
We actually get these type of
You actually get these ones.
Yeah. Are we gonna bring out
The first gift? We have a new member of our set. This decorated beautiful set.
Oh, yes.
From Ava Cook and Brent Cook. Here we got
dude.
the Nuggets gnome.
Boom.
Check this guy, bad boy, out. The Nuggets gnome.
Look at this.
He thinks it's Santa. It might be.
I think it's Santa.
I think it's Faku.
It's Faku. It's to scale.
He's a
actually.
wizard, a tiny
It's
wizard.
to scale. Yeah.
Yo, how
Ava
incredible
Cook,
is
hell
this?
yeah, great gift.
Ava, we love you. Brent,
then-
your husband, we love you too.
And then also the Hamburglar. Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Just broke it. The Hamburglar here. Open this bad boy up and read off.
All right. What?
First of all, Hamburglar, A+ name.
Yes.
Oh boy,
That
look
is
at this.
good.
Is there? Okay, hold the bottle, would you please?
We got
Great
ourselves some
jumpsuit
wine.
game.
Oh, there's a little letter in there.
It's a little letter.
Yeah, I have actually not opened
Hamburglar,
this.
an actual sommelier.
We
So
just got a
this is-
letter.
Oh,
DNVR
wow.
Nuggets crew.
Can we read this? I don't know. Like this is.
If this goes off the rails, we've not pre-read this. So, dear DNVR Nuggets crew, I was inspired by your post-game Rakia and thought I could add to your Nuggets-fueled boozy discoveries. In the wine world, Argentina is best known for one grape, Malbec. This grape makes up around 2/3 of the country's production and is a perfect pairing to Argentina's favorite food, red meat. Which we just
Oh, wow.
talked about. Wagyu beef.
Hassel Cattle Company. And
Malbecs
Malbec.
are dry, full-bodied, and moderately tannic. You'll
The
get
Hamburglar wrote this?
He's a sommelier. He's a literal
Oh,
sommelier.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
You'll
I
get
had no
strong,
idea.
strong
Thought he was a
plum.
hamburger.
I thought
guy.
it was a Hamburglar too.
See,
You'll get strong plum, blackberry, and blueberry fruit notes with some vanilla and tobacco in the background.
Oh man, I can't wait.
you imagine
Open this up. We got to.
Okay.
Yo, can you
hold
imagine
on.
if somebody had a bucket and combined all of those things? They're like, here's blueberries, tobacco,
Oh, super
vanilla.
producer Kale. Look at
All
this.
right,
He's
okay,
a
so-
sommelier. Wow.
While super producer Kale gets us going with the wine, I actually got myself a gift that I wanted to show you guys.
my
God.
on the show here.
This is
I'm gonna go
ridiculous.
off camera though. I don't want anyone to see me like changing my wardrobe.
Oh
so
my
I'll be right back. in a
God.
second.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Let me
awkward for
I'll
us.
finish reading the
Oh,
letter.
there's more.
This particular wine is from Mendoza, the Napa Valley of Argentina. Please enjoy in honor of our new boy, Faku.
Oh,
Thank you
fuck
for all the hard work you guys put in and for making the Nuggets community awesome. I cannot wait to be back at the bar with all of you. Long live the
Yeah.
Long Boys. Long live the Hamburglar.
Hamburglar, man.
Let's go.
Praise
See, that's
hands, big
amazing.
time. Can I tell you,
That's amazing.
you know something though? The Argentines came after me, man. I did my halftime notes and I said something like Faku hasn't found a role yet, and they're like, Denver reporter giving up on Faku. I'm like, guys, I gave notes on the first half. The first half notes.
I won't say anything bad about them.
You better not. They will come
can't.
for you, man.
I
They
just
they
can't.
stand hard.
Damn.
All right, are you
So
are
I
you
was-
ready to strip?
So I
for
was
me?
No, let's do this.
so I was online.
Oh,
And,
God. You
What's
always
going
buy
on
this
online?
hipster-
Let's
is this
find
a
out.
hipster starter jacket?
I saw a shirt that was designed by my favorite artist. So I had to cop.
Oh, no. Yes.
Oh! Check this out. Move the mic. Move the mic. Take a look at this thing.
That is the best shirt. I need a shirt like
I know
that.
we all need
I
shirts
need
like
that shirt.
The best part of this is that Eric doesn't get money for the shirt.
That's,
Eric, do you want to share the story behind this?
we
what
put it on. We put it on the show. So I made.
The shirt is amazing.
I created
good.
my own avatar for the segment, the Irrational Fan Take, and then I put it online with saying that this is what it looks like when I form my very reasonable Nuggets takes. And then within 1 minute, somebody responded to the tweet saying, "Oh, I just bought the shirt. It had been picked up by a bot and was available as a shirt purchase immediately." And was discounted the second it went up for
Yeah,
sale.
that's right.
It's
on for
straight to
sale.
DVD.
Straight
Dude,
to
look
DVD.
at that.
That thing is great.
But like I was like, this shirt slaps. I'm sorry that it's stolen from you, but I need it.
We should
So
all get a shirt like that of
Yeah.
each other and wear it. That just sounds so cool.
I've
What a
never,
family
I've
we
never
are.
been like more offended and more inspired at the same time.
it's a shirt designed by my favorite artist of my favorite.
Wow, that is true. Are you guys gonna partake to
Yeah,
the
dude.
Hamburglar,
Oh, yeah.
to the
To the
Hamburglar, and to our
Hamburglar.
awesome followers? Hey,
Yo.
Nugget season not so great so far, but we're having fun.
What is
Yo.
this pour? Like Are we taking shots?
We're
Kel-
not going to berate. I
Kel,
am the one that berates
Kel,
Kel.
do you want to get in on this?
Yeah, Kel, you didn't pour yourself one.
We only had 4 wine glasses. So.
Plum, blueberry,
Vanilla, a little
Tobacco.
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 Tobacco check.
I'm not going to lie, that really is good to me.
It is good.
Look, this is so opposite of the last thing we drank on here.
The Rakia.
The Rocky was
Dude,
a little
pour
rough.
the Rakia.
That
Man.
was-
It's Christmas night, dude.
We might have to have some Rocky later.
Christmas-
All right, let's get
Yo.
back into this, guys. The people want Nuggets talk. So, all right, so
It's the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen.
Let's go. I had to come strong if I was going to come on in a loss. I had to come with something.
What a shirt. What a shirt.
So other notes, news and notes from this game. I thought Hartenstein was great tonight. He didn't get in foul trouble, which is really positive. He only had 1 foul. 10 minutes. He might be in line for a minute's boost. The Nuggets keep reaching for where to go. They went small again, right off the bench. They went with a really small line. Pedro Dozier for the second game in a row gets to play some power forward minutes. They tried Bol Bol there. Wasn't great. He's just so raw, and it's also like Faku. Bol Bol's getting these tiny stints. I mean, he gets like 2 minutes to prove himself, and if it doesn't work, it's quick hook. I wonder if Hartenstein gets minutes alongside Jokic. I mean, Jokic has played with Plumlee before, and it's worked. Denver doesn't have with JaMychal Green out. They don't have a lot of options. Do you find that to be an option there?
I think that they'll have to go with them just because right now we're seeing a lot of Paul Millsap. But, on those nights that Paul Millsap's not playing he's not playing as many minutes or, it's a team with a lot of size. You're going to have to go Hartenstein next to Jokic. So I do think that there is a boost coming for him just to play them alongside each other to match another team's size.
What do you think of what you saw out of him today? I mean, he gets 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 5 rebounds, 1 assist in 10 minutes. So he gets 6 points, 5 rebounds in 10 minutes.
And he looked like he belonged.
Plus, team high +7, wherever that's worth.
He wasn't out there just running around, knocking everybody out the way like he was last game. Like, he's finding his way around the rim. He's putting himself in scoring positions, altering shots. He's active in those 10 minutes. So with the boost, like, who knows what type of game he could have had, especially if the game was closer.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric? Can you focus for a moment here? Talk
Yo,
about
there's
Nuggets?
there's a lot of outside influences going on right now. There's RK's wearing a shirt with my face on it. I've drank a bunch of booze really quickly. But Hartenstein, I mean, whatever. I can see it. Like, the man's got elite finishing potential. We saw so many good things out of so many players in the preseason against a
Feels like
Blazers team
a
that
lifetime
wanted
ago.
no part of playing basketball. It was
God.
an absolute mirage in the desert. Dude, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, nothing that's happened on the second unit has been even remotely promising. It's not like, like if they could, like, somehow every player on this team is a guard and all of the guards are garbage.
Yeah.
So which means the whole team is garbage. I don't understand. Like, Faku hasn't done anything. Hartenstein's done a little bit.
Well, let's talk about Faku real quick because, I mean, let's be honest. Like, we're still learning Faku's game. The thing about him, though, is he is a ball handler, a pick and roll ball handler.
Yeah, and then Barton is handling the ball whenever he's in.
And that's the thing. So Faku's playing alongside at
Yo, it
least
makes
one, if
no
not
sense.
2, if not 3 other guards.
Makes no sense.
And then he's not the one handling it. So at least, these are part of the growing pains, I think, of this team, and maybe something that we really discounted about the team just having to learn so many new pieces because Faku, I have no take on him right now other than he hasn't found a role on the team. Like, and the team hasn't found a role for him. I don't think it's to continue to play off ball.
Well, and you're rolling out these small lineups of a bunch of guys who can't shoot.
It makes
So
no
what
sense.
is your
yeah,
goal
so
here?
true.
What's the ethos of this lineup?
Yeah, I know. Like, it is crazy. You can't have a 2 or a 3, whatever Faku's playing, that's 5'10".
Yeah.
Like, if he's in there, he's got to run the show. He's got to be the guy on the ball. Like, Barton can't run the show. If
They're
Faku's
using
in
him
there.
like a
It
5'11"
makes
Torrey Craig.
no sense.
And I was also going to say, just imagine his whole life. At every single point in his life, he's been a point guard. He's had the ball
He
in his
has
hands
to be.
at every single because he's so small on the court, and he's been playing professionally and things of that nature. Like, he's always been a point guard, and now all of a sudden, in the best league in the entire world, that's moving so fast for him, he has to play off the ball and cut and try to hit shots when they come to him. Like, how
And they don't really
difficult-
come
And
to him either.
his 3-point shot is the worst part of his game.
And how
Right.
hard would that be for you? Like, to just basically play something that you've never played at that size.
I mean, he played 3 minutes tonight too, so it was like the tiniest of sample sizes, even less than Bol Bol, who played 5. But his defense also, like, again, this is unfair because he's getting such short stints, but that was the number one thing that we've heard about him, especially out of camp. Like, this is a guy that's going to hound people, and he just hasn't even had an opportunity to make that impact yet.
Just one thing to just kind of think about, like, having such a short offseason, it probably made it really hard to figure out rotations. First off, of course, it made it.
And that's, by the way, not Malone's strong suit to begin with.
Short offseason, 3 games in the preseason,
7
new players,
7 new guys.
Yeah.
7, dude.
Like, that's a lot to just throw on somebody's plate who already struggles with rotations.
Yo, are we going to see Piano Man?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Not for a while. Like, I don't see it.
I wanna see that
or
being-
maybe they just try to shake something up. But right now, we're not even seeing the guys for long that are there. Hardenstein's not playing for long. Bol Bol's not playing for long. Like, the backup unit is not really playing much. So how do we see Piano Man play?
I don't know. Maybe they just put different people in.
What do you guys think of Bol Bol tonight?
Yo, he didn't do anything.
He's just running out there. He just kind
He
of
does look like he's a
I'm
little.
excited to be here, kind of.
His reflex speed seems really, really slow, and I mean that's most guys that are over 7 feet. Their reflex speed is slow, but there was that one, the dunk on the baseline today, where it just looked like he was like a second behind everything, just trying to react.
It feels like, though, that he's in kind of the same position as Faku, where
Totally.
he doesn't necessarily have a role.
Totally.
They're not necessarily using him with purpose. You know, like, I think Bol Bol is a guy who, if you're going to run him out there, maybe you want to run some things through him on offense. See if you can get him some shots. See if you can put him in the high post and let him, facilitate or anything. But it feels like they're just saying, like, all right, go play.
Yeah.
And in the same way that it's not working for Faku, it's not working for Bol.
This is really good wine, man.
It's really good. Let's.
it is
I mean, I can
hamburger,
go with
dude.
You go for a little more. Let's go for a little more.
We
That
should
was
go for a
fantastic.
second. I tried to
Debs
keep a
did,
lot
dude.
in here so that I would just didn't look like I was the one that.
That was like really smooth. I'm the worst person to ask about wines, but my wife's gonna be so jealous. I'm gonna have to.
Maybe just a little bit because I do want to try it.
Okay, I'll save you just a
Yeah,
tiniest,
Kale wants a little bit.
tiniest little bit for.
We'll see
Kale.
what happens.
We'll see. Are you feeling?
We'll definitely be some.
What about this, Eric? You're Mr. Optimism here, and I want your honest assessment. Do you feel like the Nuggets are going to turn a corner here pretty quickly? I mean, are these just early season bumps? They got Houston and then Sacramento again. You'd hope those are both winnable games. Houston might have like 6 guys available. I don't know.
I think. I mean, the thing about basketball in general is that it looks so bad so often, and then it doesn't matter at all. Like we got
Right.
kicked.
Oh,
in our
totally.
We got kicked in our teeth in such a worse way last year against a much worse team, the Pelicans.
Oh, on Christmas.
On Christmas, it just doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
the thing that we know for certain is that Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are able to turn it on when the lights are bright and when things matter. They've shown it to us. Like it's no longer theory. Like it's provable. Like we've seen it. And so it's just a matter of like, all right, like what is it going to take for the rest of this team to get to that level? Do they need to feel the pressure? Like, do they need to have like some weird chemistry? Do they need to have a meeting? Like we know what this team can do. Right. And so
Do you feel like my theory about how much of this comes down to Michael Porter, though? Because I agree with you that
there is some of that, but like if Michael Porter's making shots like he was making in the first quarter, like it's not an issue. Like there's no issue.
Well, what's funny is in that first game, the run happened with Jokic and MPJ. In this game, it happens with Murray. Like it's.
I mean,
this is what I mean. Again, I'm not laying this on
closely-
anybody. I'm
no,
just
but
saying
it
it's
is
chemistry.
true. Like if you watch closely, like the way that Murray like kind of like yells at MPJ, like get like set a screen, like it's like really like not like they're on the same page. It's like he's
MPJ
there's
gets yelled at a
frustration.
lot.
He does
from
get
all
yelled-
different angles.
Yo, he absolutely gets.
He's
yelled
kind of
at.
like Mario Chalmers with like.
Yeah,
when
he
was
kind of
with the Heat.
is.
Like everybody's just screaming at him. Back to your question about if we think that the Nuggets will bounce back, I say yes. If you look at what's actually happening with the Nuggets, like the first game they go out, they lay a dud. I mean, Murray didn't make any shots. There's not much you can do about that. They're not making shots. Second game, they get open looks. They're not making shots again. But also, it was against the Clippers team, who's a really good team that really came into the game with a vendetta.
Yo, they wanted that.
You know, like that's a team that really wanted to win. Their star players showed up in the game. That's a really good defensive team. The Clippers are not a bad team. They lost to a really good team tonight, and they didn't make shots. So those are 2 games that they missed. Now, if they keep on going. That's when you like turn the corner. Like the Rockets, they actually did come, like they have 6 guys that are showing up or whatever. Like they showed, like they actually got on a plane
right.
with certain guys. If you lose a game like that, then it's like ring the alarms. But like you lose to the Kings in a horrible first game of the year with so many different changes to your team, and then the Clippers, I don't think that you're just like really, really bad. Like I don't want to overreact, but I also don't want to just say like let's calm down.
It's also 2 games. Like the small sample size is always going to provide you with tough stuff.
Didn't you feel like it's hot in here?
I see him, guys. I see him. But we have to get.
Let's get a little weird.
We will in just a second. There is a host of the show. Let's give it just 1 second here.
Who is it? Is it?
It is
There's too many ball handlers out
A
here.
lot of ball handlers here right now. This is PJ Dozier going to the lane like 20 times. Murray's hot over. I'm hot over here, baby. Let me heat up. I don't even remember where I was going to go. Actually, I do know where I'm going to go. Because I want to close it with wind, I want to do a bunch of fun stuff. I'm going to do a quick draft read here, if that's okay, or a quick ad read, and tell you guys about DraftKings. How'd we do tonight, Eric?
We broke even.
We have an official appeal that we want to make.
We got screwed on DraftKings.
We think Jokic had a triple-double, right?
Jokic 100% had a triple-double. There were rebounds that happened in the first half, the first quarter were not counted. And trust me, we were.
It's not DraftKings' fault. It's the statisticians'
They go by
fault.
the official stat. Yeah,
Right.
They can't make up their own stats.
We were hanging on every rebound, calling each one out by name.
Adam, I know you like to go back and rewatch the games. I need you to get some to chart.
I'm
these
not
for
going to
us.
do this. I'm not going to do this. But guys, DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. They've rolled out all of these can't-miss offers. Try DraftKings Sportsbooks. It's so easy. What are you waiting for? Get in on the action now. They've got this great NBA deal. You bet 100 to 1 odds. 100 to 1 odds on any game you choose.
For new users, like
for new users. If you hop on with new users, they're just like handing you the best bet.
DraftKings like wants you to like feel that initial win, that buzz. Like they're gonna just give you $100 and you're playing with.
And it's not
$100.
even just once; they give it to you like every 2 days. They're like, "Hey, do you want another like basically awesome?"
Like get
bet?
in,
So
dude.
it's fantastic.
And
So
they're gonna give us that triple double. Damn it!
I know I crushed it on DraftKings the first 2 days of the season. Today, I think I was even as well, which feels like a loss, but whatever. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up. Get 100 to 1 odds at any featured matchup this week. That's code DNVR for new players. Get that shot. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? 1-800-522-4700. And then quickly, want to tell you about Chevalier Mortgage. Chevalier Mortgage. Call Virginia directly at 303-257-6578. I know a lot of our listeners are at the point in their life where they're buying their first mortgage. A lot of our listeners are their first home. A lot of people at their point where they're buying their second home or maybe refinancing because rates are so low. Guys, this is my wheelhouse. I don't know if people don't know this. This is what I did for 10 years before I became a sports writer. I'm telling you right now, it's intimidating only up until you make the call.
Yeah.
Once you make the call, it's not intimidating at all, and you want to be with people that, one, you can talk to comfortably. These are DNVR fans, Denver sports fans. You want to talk to them. And then somebody that's just going to walk you through the entire process. So
talk about the contested rebound with them.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be just as pissed as you are. So if you are in the market for a home, in the market for a refinance, whatever it is that you're going for, give them a call, 303-257-6578, or visit dnvrmortgage.com.
Easy as that.
You guys feeling a little breeze?
I am.
Woo,
I'm very excited for this. Harrison had to wait for a long time.
Baby.
It is hot in here, and I can't wait to hear what was said by Michael Malone and others today in the post-game presser. Let's welcome him in. Harrison Wynn, the man with the wind in his hair, the Peloton Prince.
Harrison, I couldn't miss you more.
The Ball Arena ballerina. It's Harrison Wynn. He's got a new nickname.
I miss you guys so much. Like I really enjoy being at these games. Right now, I'm looking around. I am the only person in the arena, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Go get some shots
lower.
That's true.
There are people walking around outside on the concourse. I think I'm the only person actually in a seat in ball right now.
Well, first of all, happy holidays. And second of all,
happy Chinese food day to you, sir.
Oh, Jesus, terrible. I want to ask this one. No, it's okay. Now it's a little hot, Kale. I don't know what we were doing here. But I wanted to ask. So the mood in the post game commentary, I have to imagine there's some tensions. What did you feel from the mood and the tone of everything?
Well, if we're talking about the players, they're not panicking. And that's not surprising, I don't think. We're 2 games into this thing, and this is the team who brought back the majority of their core that went to the Western Conference Finals. Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Monte Morris. That's who we talked to after the game today. They're not panicking. So that's my takeaway from the players. When it comes to Michael Malone, I don't get the sense that he's panicking either. Now, he really focused on what he thought was a lack of effort tonight, particularly over the first 3 quarters. And, us knowing Michael Malone, I don't think that's a big surprise at all that he went to that. But I didn't sense a ton of panic from these guys, no.
Yeah. What did Malone sort of key in on as some of the keys to tonight? I mean, this is a weird game because it was kind of a blowout, and then the Nuggets gave us a feel-good run, but it was really a blowout loss.
Yeah, and it was a blowout loss, mainly, in my opinion, just because of all the threes the Clippers hit in the first half. Like, they regressed to the mean a little bit in the second half, and I think that helped Denver get back in it. But, defensively, you can say it was an aberration, like just how hot the Clippers were from 3, but defensively, Denver just wasn't good enough tonight, I thought, like rotation-wise. Defending the pick and pop, like Serge Ibaka was just lethal tonight out of the pick and pop, and the Nuggets just didn't do a good enough job covering it. So that was a big one for me. And Malone just talked about the effort a lot. He said that he felt his guys were flat at times tonight. We had some guys that looked like they were barely breaking a sweat, just kind of playing, but not playing hard or competing. He did give props to the lineup that he stuck with for the majority of the fourth quarter. Monte Morris, PJ Dozier, Will Barton, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. That lineup, he said, played hard. He also said Isaiah Hartenstein played hard. He called him out specifically, even though, he wasn't on the floor with that lineup for the majority of the fourth. I don't think he felt like a lot of other guys on his roster played hard tonight.
So when we look at the guys that played hard, according to him, it was the starters minus Paul Millsap and MPJ, right? I mean, those are the only 2 guys that didn't get to close with everyone.
Right. And the Porter thing was interesting tonight because one of my big takeaways from the first half is I thought he was actually pretty good defensively.
Oh, and Gary. People are pointing out Gary, yeah.
He got the matchup on Kawhi Leonard from the get-go, played 10 out of 12 minutes in the first quarter, and I felt like he played that much in the first quarter because he wasn't hurting them defensively. Yeah. And it's interesting when you talk about Porter and effort because we've talked about this before, Adam, but Porter's not the guy who necessarily looks like he's playing hard. And I think that hurts him in standing with Malone because he just doesn't look like a guy who plays hard, even if he is possibly. So I thought Porter played well tonight, especially in the first half. And, they probably could have used his offense a little in the second half, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. All right, who talked? What players talked?
Jamal talked, Nikola talked, and Monte talked.
Well, let's talk about Jamola first because Jamola. This wine hits different.
Shouts to the Hamburglar for that one.
Dude, the Hamburglar brought us this delicious wine.
He burgled that segue there.
Yeah, really burgled it. Jamal, he kind of got out of his funk there down the stretch of this game, and I mean that was great to see. What did he talk at all about his struggle so far this season, or breaking out of a slump, or is he not even using that language?
No, he's not really talking about that. He just kept saying that, it's early. We're 2 games into this thing. And he was kind of leading the charge of, we're not panicking. We're just 2 games in. We got a long way to go. We're fine. I thought Nikola had some interesting comments because some of this slow start, I've got to think, is just some of the new pieces and some of the new lineups that the Nuggets are playing Michael Porter Jr. with the starters, playing a mix and match bench lineup that they're still trying to figure out. Here's what Nikola had to say about his chemistry with Porter. I thought this was pretty interesting. Mike's playing with us more. We're all trying to figure it out. He's a really talented guy. We need to use him more. We need to kind of figure out how we're going to use him. So, yeah, interesting stuff there. But I just think with kind of some of the new combinations they're playing, the bench, obviously, the second unit. I don't know where we're at with the second unit. I don't even know what the second unit looks like right now. I don't think Michael Malone does either. But just with the new pieces, I think that's contributing a bit to just the inconsistency so far.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's funny, I see people saying in here, of course the players aren't going to panic. Guys, of course. It's funny because this is a post-game show. We talk about the game. We talk about recent trends. And right now
about the game.
And right now recent trends are bad, so we're going to talk about how things are bad. Like, this doesn't mean that we feel a panic to this. The Nuggets are a really good team. We know that. They have an enormous sample size of that.
In a 72-game season, coming off of a Western Conference Finals appearance, if you are panicking, you need to reset.
The real problem is that there were 4 calls that went against them in the last 2 minutes against the Kings.
Brutal.
That changed that game.
They should be 1-1.
They should be 1-1 with the loss to the Clippers, and everyone would be saying, "Yeah, we're fine."
Yeah, totally, 100%. All right. So, anything else from Jamal?
Not really from Jamal. Nikola had another classic Nikola quote, because part of Malone's message was, we haven't played 48 minutes of really good basketball yet, or 48 minutes of like perfect basketball or whatever. And Nikola comes up to the mic and says, I think it's impossible to play 48 minutes of perfect basketball. Like, that is actually impossible. And I'm like, yeah, he's right about that. It's impossible to play 48 minutes of perfect basketball, but you just got to play good enough. You got to string together enough stops, string together enough really good offensive possessions. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I got a lot for you guys tonight. It's really just, we didn't play good enough against a really good Clippers team, and we're 0-2. We're not panicking.
What was the vibe like with the arena? Because I know the last game was the first one. Was it less energy today? Like, what are the trends you're picking up on from the experience of playing in front of a giant stadium that has nobody in it?
There's just no energy. There's absolutely no energy. It's not any less or any more than the opener. It's going to be literally the same thing every game.
Does it feel like watching a practice?
Yeah, it feels like you're watching a practice or like a closed-door scrimmage. That's exactly the feel. I mean, I don't really know what could possibly be done to bring more energy into this place. It's just so cavernous. It's so dead. It's tough, man. It's a weird vibe for sure. You guys will see when you replace me and come to one of these games, but it's odd. It's definitely odd.
Harrison, one thing you're seeing a lot in the college game right now is the bench is bringing a ton of energy. Do you feel like the Nuggets bench is doing their part in terms of bringing as much energy as they possibly can?
I mean, you can tell they're trying. You can tell they're trying for sure, and it's definitely something that the coaching staff, I guarantee you, has talked about. Oh, we got to be up on our feet. We got to be bringing that energy. We got to be the crowd. But I don't think it's something you can really count on doing that's going to give you an edge, to be honest. I just think it is what it is. It can help at times, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. That's just my opinion, at least.
Did you have something, Dev? It looked like you were getting ready to say something.
I'm laughing.
We're just everyone's laughing at how drunk I am.
Guys.
Do you want to give us a quick view of the arena? Can you spin the old camera around here? I want to see you're up in the rafters. Give us a little tilt down. Look at that. Oh yeah, that is just an empty arena. That's
can you put? I want to check in on my seats. Oh, there they are. Oh,
can you throw a paper airplane and just watch it ride down that?
Harrison, do they have Rocky at the game? Is he even there?
No Rocky, no cheerleaders. There's probably about, in the stands total, you've got the Nuggets front office who sits in the section across from Denver's bench. You've got whoever's traveling with the Clippers sitting across in the stands from their bench. You've got, 10 media people here. That's it. That's literally it.
So Harrison, last one for you here. Just what do you sense there's any changes that are coming to the team? I mean, that second unit is obviously still a work in progress. Tried out Bol Bol today. Do you feel like there's any changes that are coming, whether there's big changes or little changes?
there's definitely going to continue to be changes with the second unit because it's just been so up and down so far. I mean, like you mentioned, they put Bol out there today. I can't see more Bol minutes being the adjustment. Can't see that.
Yeah. Sadly.
Yeah, sadly. They'd love to get Faku going, but he's just looked lost so far. And the Faku thing is weird, man, because we talked about him like being this dynamic pick and roll playmaker, a guy who thrives with the ball in his hands. I'm watching him when he's on the floor. He comes down every possession and stands in the corner. Like it doesn't seem like he's being really utilized well. So they'll continue to mix and match with the bench unit. And it's tough because we were talking all training camp, well, for like the 2-week period before the season started, how the bench was going to be better than last year and they were going to get up and down and just totally change the game. And obviously we haven't seen that. So I don't think they're going to go like super, super deep into their bench. I don't think they're going to play a Zeke Naji and RJ Hampton of Vlatko. I don't think those guys are going to get a chance to make an impression. I think they kind of know the guys they've got. But maybe more staggering is the answer. I wonder if more staggering is the answer because they got a little bit of that going with Jamal Murray on that second unit tonight.
Well, Harrison, you're doing great work.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to be. I imagine it was really, really, really not fun being at that quiet, silent arena in your own silo, watching in silence.
Is anyone from the media yelling "You suck" to Paul George or? No, is that not happening? That's an important piece of the Nuggets live experience. Like if I'm not there, then you need to pick up the slack.
Well, I actually was excited because coming to these games, I was like, oh, there's nobody in the arena. Maybe I'm going to be able to hear what Malone's saying, what kind of the trash talk is like. The music is turned up so loud I can barely
There's a reason for that.
Shut up, pause.
That's pretty funny, man, that you're in an empty arena with like blaring music, which when you're like, look, this is nothing against pause the DJs, nothing against him.
Pause
but, like,
the music.
Pause the music. There's nothing against him. But like
Maybe they
when
should
you're
pause
watching
the
a game,
DJ.
you want to just watch you don't get to like sit and bob to the music or like high five. Like you're just trying to watch. So I can imagine that really sucks.
That would be amazing as a media member, which you can do. You can spearhead this. A lot of people have what they call journalistic integrity, but you could tell Paul George or Kawhi Leonard that they suck. I would do that if I was...
really can't.
Okay, good. All right, fine.
Do you want Harrison to stay at the games?
All right.
What you can do.
All right, Harrison, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a lot of work. I know it's Christmas. That's actually not Christmas anymore, but I will let you get out of here, man. Thank you so much.
We miss you, Harrison.
We miss you, buddy.
I miss you,
guys.
Musk.
I miss you guys. I don't know what the hell is on D-Line's head, but
None of us do.
Did you see my new
Dev
shirt?
brought it. Dev brought it. I
oh my god, I didn't even notice Ryan's shirt.
It's the best, isn't it?
All right.
show
Thanks so
really went
much.
off the
You
rails
cue up the
without me
music
in
here,
studio.
Kel, the outro music, because it is Festivus. We can air our grievances here,
Oh,
and I think we
God.
should get out of here all by just getting something off our chest.
let's air our grievances.
Let's all air our grievances. Anybody? We have a volunteer to air our grievances. Eric, you have a lot of grievances.
Oh, grievance number 1.
Nurkic's hair.
Nurkic's hair is a disaster.
It's a disaster.
I mean, we're not, but grievance number 1 is that Jamal Murray has not decided to show up this season yet.
he did though.
Sort of.
Hey, man, he arrived
So I don't think you arrive at the
Yeah.
end of a game. Like I think that
fashionably late.
he was, dude. My main grievance is that Jamal Murray, like we spent all off season thinking about what could be and what should be, and we've seen like one little sliver of what we should be getting from Jamal Murray. Bubble Murray should not be a mirage. Bubble Murray should be the standard. That's my grievance. Jamal Murray,
We're so ready for it.
come on.
Yeah, maybe we might still get it. Dev, you have some grievances.
My grievance is, at one point in time, there was a shooting guard on the Nuggets
It's a good grievance.
that could shoot the hell out of the ball.
Oh boy.
He looked so good as a young lad in this
Dude,
league.
we're all gonna turn on Gary, man.
He looked like he was
It
just,
hasn't happened
he was
already.
going right up. Everything was going his way.
He
It
got
looked like
paid.
We
And
had.
I'm not saying that it's because he got paid that he's bad, but it did happen exactly at
Soon
the
as he
moment he
got
got paid. As soon as he got paid, he became terrible
So
offensively.
his shot is my grievance. I have no idea where it went. and I hope that it comes back soon.
Just air it, brother. Air it, brother. Let's get it out.
Oh man, I see. Oso Blanco has an important grievance here. He says, "Superstar Dev, 0-2 in the DNVR lounge." I don't want to get into the advanced stats here, but this lounge was popping. Look at Dev; he's having a total crisis right now. I'm
Dev,
not saying it's your fault, but I'm not saying it's not your fault.
Dev is 1-0 in the DNVR Buffs lounge.
That's true.
He has a point. He has a point.
And actually, Dev was crushing it in the DNVR preseason lounge.
That's true. He was crushing the preseason lounge. All right, RK, do you have some grievances you want to get off your chest?
My grievance is that I don't feel like Michael Malone's rotations have purpose right now.
You're going to be grieving next year too. You're going to have some grievances for a while.
I just want to see like a lineup for a reason, and I feel like he's just throwing guys out there and seeing if it might click at this point.
Yeah. I don't have any grievance. I'm just so grateful for the
dude. No,
world.
come
This
on.
was a trap.
Dude.
You guys all fell into it.
Give us a grievance. Give us a grievance.
Oh, okay, if I have to give one. No, I don't really have.
Is it too late for me to ask a question?
Can you go for
Ask it.
We
Okay.
just play the outro music for like 10 minutes. It's
Yeah,
fine.
the music is good. And maybe this can be like a teaser for tomorrow's show. I don't know. When trades don't happen, it's usually because the sides are on different pages.
Sure.
And 3 days ago, the Nuggets weren't desperate at all. And the Houston Rockets were extremely
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This might be a topic for another show. We're not doing this on second night.
Okay,
We're not doing it.
Just let me finish what I'm saying,
All
and
right.
then you can just say we'll talk about it another time.
This got wild.
But
full Charlie Day.
suddenly, the desperation levels may have just come a little bit closer together.
All right.
However desperate Denver is, Houston is 1,000 times
I
more
understand that.
desperate.
I understand that, but sometimes a little bit of pressure can make it cook.
My grievance is that people are too. I will say that the uniforms tonight, people are very down on them, and it does suck when you associate them with a not great experience, which is what we have. But I just say give it time. Like wait till they fully adjust the saturation on the screen.
These unis are out. That is a grievance I will air. The Denver Nuggets took on the Utah Jazz in spirit, and what do we get?
Oh, we absorbed their soul.
We got a straight Jazzian performance here. Like
we did get a Jazzian performance. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in, guys, with us, and Merry Christmas to everybody. This has been a tough year. We're almost done. This has been a tough year, and honestly, Christmas is one of those days you get to look back and just be so grateful for all the people in your life and the different experiences you have. And I mean this sincerely. This is the first full year of DNVR. And it's been a tough one. It's been a great one, but it's also been a tough one. And I know for everybody watching out here, just because I know how everybody's experienced this year, it's been tough for everyone. It's been tough for every single person. And today I'm just so thankful that I have so many great friends in my life that I also get to work with.
You people.
And I say work because this is our work. We're talking about sports.
These comments, dude, the people that are here rocking with us after the worst loss, the biggest bummer
It's 12:30 a.m.
It's 12:30 a.m. in Mountain Time. We have people on the East Coast that are here with us. Dude, it's incredible. We love you people. You're the best. We're gonna get drunk here in a little bit, and we're gonna do it in your honor.
And just so I don't lose all the good faith I felt like I built up with the fans.
it
I'm not
wasn't
saying make
that
a
much.
trade.
Yeah, well,
I'm just. I wanted to hear Adam react to it, but he doesn't have time for it tonight.
All right,
Run it
everybody. Thanks so much. Have a good one, everybody.
Merry Christmas.